Hare Krishna. So here's the question that why does God help bad people like terrorists to attack and kill others while good people or maybe just innocent people they suffer? So here's an example a person asks or gives about in Maharashtra in India, there's the great king Shivaji Maharaj, whose son Sambhaji Maharaj, he fought for the Maratha or the soldiers in this place against the Mughals, the Muslims. But later he was caught and he was tortured and he died so bad, his eyes were gouged out, his tongue was removed. So question comes like that, and so many soldiers we like that. Why is this happening? Why does God give murderers and terrorists intelligence and ability to do so much violence? So to answer this question, we have to see from the bigger point of view. This whole creation, this whole material world, if you look at it as a purpose, this material world is a prison, is a place to reform. The purpose of this material world is to get out of the material world, not to stay in this material world. How much ever a person thinks that I'll make this a better place, a nicer place, a happy place, let me live here longer. Let me, enjoy, be peaceful here. That is an illusion. This world is not our place, no matter how much nice and comfortable it may seem to be. Just like a prison can never be a home. Similarly, this material world can never be our home. We must, when we need to get out. As long as we stay here, we will suffer. So the first point is Lord Himself shows through so many examples that whoever you are, however good, wonderful kingdom, wonderful whatever you have, this world will not satisfy you. This world will not last. Right? So therefore, one should not put faith in this world. That is the real reason. So how much ever great thing God shows, that everyone, even the greatest saints, even the devotees, everyone has to suffer because that's the nature of this world. Dukkha alayam, as it says in Bhagavad Gita. Second point we can see from the point of view of yugas Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. As the yuga proceeds, as it goes ahead, dharma, religiosity, or just spirituality stands to decline. It is mentioned at the end of Kali Yuga that only the mlechas, that means the meat eaters, and the yavanas, those who are atheists and hedonists, enjoying senses, such people only remain. And then Kalki has to come. Lord Kalki, the avatar of Vishnu, has to come and do a hard reset or hard reformat, right? And end everything. At that time, there will not be any devotees. So we can see as the age is progressing, there will be a destruction of the eternal principles of Sanatan Dharma also. There will be some covering of the principles. We will not find devotees anymore. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this 10,000 years as known as the golden age, Suvarna Yuga, this golden age, which Srila Prabhupada told 500 years have already gone. We have 9,500 years left to actually utilize and develop Krishna Bhakti and come out of it, this suffering material world. So, from the point of view of Lord, from the bigger picture in life, this whole material existence creation is like a bad dream, right? And sometimes when you have a nightmare, bad dream, duswapna they call it, and suddenly you woke up and you're like, oh my God, what is that? You forget about it, you continue with your day. But this material world, okay, it feels so real, but it is a similar bad dream. Okay, so Krishna says once we go back home, back to Godhead, the whole sojourn of the jiva in this material world just feels like a bad dream. We don't even remember it. So all the killings, the deaths, the whatnot, the successes, everything was just like a bad dream. So another point we can see, let's look at the history of Bharat, India itself. When the Turks they came into India, right, some 1100 AD, they were like 15,000 people, 1,000, 15,000. That's it, a small band of soldiers. But how did the entire Indian empires, huge empires, fell? So because they attacked in a very heinous way, they do barbaric warfare, killing people, raping people, burning people, and they took a lot of slaves, right? So the Hindu kings were not, the dharmic Hindu kings, they were not prepared for this kind of fight. They had a lot of different these things. So that is one thing. There's another issue also that many of the people who they took as slaves and they turned forcefully into Muslims. So what happens if they capture a person and for 3 years they were staying in their camp and they made him a Muslim, make him or her, whatever, and then later that person somehow runs away and comes back to the village. Unfortunately, the foolish Hindu so called people at the time would actually banish such a person, saying that get out, you are now a Muslim, you can never become a Hindu. No, 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 leave us, gone. So they would reject their own people. Like that, thousands and thousands of people were rejected. What did they do? They realized that their own people didn't want them. They continued the life they lived. And they thought that at least this community would accept them. Okay, they went back. So this is the foolishness of those people at that time who did not understand Shastras properly. There's a history of this in Chaitanya Charitamrit of a person named Subuddhi Rai. Subuddhi Rai had an encounter with Nawab Hussain, who wanted to kill him, but in turn turned him Muslim. How? By drinking some water and spitting on him. So the Hindus at the time thought if a Muslim spits on you, gone, you have lost your jati, you have lost your caste, you have lost your dharma, you have become Muslim. So the Subudhi Rai was so disturbed. He went to so many Brahmins and say, what to do, what to do, how can I purify myself, how can I come back? So one Brahmin said, okay, you can do it. Please drink boiling ghee. Drink boiling ghee. Subudhi Rai said, if I drink, I will die. The Brahmin said, exactly. Right? Your only hope, only recourse is you drink ghee, purify yourself, and die. And maybe next life you'll be born as a Hindu. Subhidrai became so disturbed. Somehow or other, at that time, he heard that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was nearby. He went to Lord Chaitanya and he asked him the same question. What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says? Just go to Vrindavan, take shelter of Krishna, chant the holy names constantly. That is all the change you need. That is all that you need. Nothing else matters. No Hindu, no Muslim, nothing matters. Just take shelter of Krishna. So the system was so rigid at the time that we made a lot of mistakes ourselves, right? And you see nowadays also, India unfortunately is the largest exporter of beef in the entire world, feeding the entire world of beef. Just one thing, this is all meat eating, and now piggery and pork is going up, so famous. So slowly but surely, we are doing a lot of mistakes, and for that we have to suffer the repercussions. That there will be all this anti forces who are coming over us and attacking and suffering. This all will be there. So, what is the solution for all this? We all personally have to take responsibility, be very serious in our devotional life. We have to be very serious. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended decorate your body 12 places with tilak, decorate your neck with this kantimala, decorate your tongue with the holy name, cook simple at home, right? Eat nicely, offer it to Krishna. Offer whatever you want to Krishna. Nowadays, we see so many people, they like eating chewing gum, sugus, Mentos. We have to think, where is the chewing substance coming from? Gelatin, which animal, which beef? So there's all unnecessary things. But live a simple life, spend more time doing katha, kirtan, understanding this philosophy. Live a pure life, a simple, pure life. And in that way, when we take these principles and this knowledge very seriously, we can come out of this whole material tabernacle, like Prabhupada says, this whole material, just this bad dream. There's no point in trying to save the whole world, right? Because as per Shastra, it's going to come end in Kali Yuga only. But individual responsibility is there. We all have this chance. We all have the ability to practice a wonderful, vibrant, beautiful Krishna conscious life. So we should take it very, very seriously. This is the only way. Worrying about what this incidents, why that happened, how this does not make any sense. To the degree that we practice bhakti nicely and make our life successful, that is the purpose of this whole material creation. Events like all of this what mentioned will keep on happening, right? It was there during the earlier times, it is there during the now times, it will also be there in the future times. We see also it's the Lord's plan in one sense. For example, in few years ago in Bangladesh, our ISKCON temples were attacked by the local Muslims. They killed many devotees. It was a horrible, horrible incident. The following year, during the Janmashtami at the local temple in Bangladesh, which was attacked, there was hordes of crowd, 10 times more crowd than every year. Because of the attack, many local people started to take bhakti very seriously. So sometimes that also happens, right? Sometimes when sufferings like this, that also happens. Like we see after Corona, there's a lot of people now taking very serious in spiritual life. So these are all unfortunate incidences. Why wait for something so heavy? If one is has some intelligence, have some access to Krishna conscious, one should take it up seriously. If we are listening to this audio that I'm speaking right now, take Krishna conscious very, very seriously. Hare Krishna.